You're watching KATU News on Digital.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday, June 10th. I'm Noelle Forde. I have KATU's Shelby Slaughter here because we're going to talk about a pretty interesting story. I'm sure you've seen the video, but a bull jumped over a barricade, kind of got into the crowd, Shelby. I mean, you've been looking into this, researching it all morning. I'm sure people have seen the video before, though.
Well, Noelle, I think the video really speaks for itself. So if we could throw it up, I think it is very telling about what happened this weekend. I cannot imagine being there in person. There it is. Wow.
I mean, I would be terrified. I don't even know. It was just such a scene over there, Shelby.
I didn't even know bulls could jump that high, so
Yeah,
I can't imagine being in the audience. So for those who don't know, this happened in Sisters, Oregon, and 3 people were injured and taken to the hospital, but thankfully I believe they all are okay.
Yeah, I did see. So, Shelby, I did see they were released from the hospital, thankfully. The rodeo gave an update on their condition, so that is great that they were released from the hospital. They were sent home. And you know what else I saw that was pretty interesting? Even after this, the rodeo still went on Sunday. Mm-hmm. So this happened Saturday, and then it went on as planned on Sunday.
Mm-hmm. Well, you have to think, they are wild animals, so you can only control them so much. And I believe now we do have some upcoming rodeos coming up here in Oregon, and we were just talking about this in our meeting, and I believe a lot of the other rodeos coming up have higher fencing, so if people are worried, that's what we're going to be looking into today to see what is the likelihood of this happening again.
Yeah, I think if that fence was just a little bit higher, I don't think that bull would have made it. That was some form right there.
It was pretty impressive. He looks very muscly, though, so he looks like he's in pretty good shape, because I don't know if I could jump that fence.
I want to show you what the announcer said when this happened, because, Shelby, you've seen the announcer, right? I feel like he's so calm, when all this is happening.
Well, let's see. Wow.
Oh, and there it goes again. Yeah, you hear him go get to higher ground. But, he sounds so calm. But I guess when you're in a situation like that, you have to be calm, to make sure everybody understands you, get the point across. But I don't know how I could keep my cool in that kind of situation.
The situation could have also been a lot worse.
That is very true.
We could have had young children standing there when the bull jumped over, when the bull was riding around. So I think this situation could have been a lot worse.
And then, Shelby, for today, I know you were saying you were looking into some taller fencing, which I think would be the answer for this. Where are you going to go? Who are you going to talk to?
So, like I said, there are several rodeos coming up here in July. So we are reaching out to all of the upcoming rodeos and seeing what their safety precautions look like, and if this video inspired even more safety precautions, because again, these are animals. You can only control them so much, and a bull would overpower me. So we're going to be looking into those safety precautions, because a lot of people do really love the rodeos out here.
Yeah, and I think maybe after seeing that video, some of the rodeos might be like, you know what, let's go out, get a little bit of a higher fence just to make sure everything's safe.
Or get a seat in the back.
Yeah, get a seat in the back.
Yeah.
That is where I would say when you get to higher ground, I would be on the highest ground.
Yes.
Where are the rodeos taking place in Oregon? That is so cool.
There are several, and we already have that up on our website right now.
Perfect. Thank you, Shelby. That is awesome. So, if you're interested in any rodeos, go online, KATU.com. We have a list of them. And then, Shelby, thank you so much for speaking with us today. I'm excited to see your story tonight. I think that's going to be so interesting.
Thank you.
Have a great rest of your day. And actually, this video made national news, which I thought was just so interesting. I actually saw it on national news before I even got the chance to know it was in Oregon. I heard Oregon. I was like, whoa, that's us.
Oregon has a lot of news.
Yeah, we have a lot going on.
Constantly.
Speaking of what we have going on, let's talk about our next story this morning. Thank you so much for joining us, Shelby.
Course.
All right, next story is about the possibility of higher utility bills for PGE. We have talked about this quite a few times. There already was a rate increase, but there could be another rate increase now. So I do want to talk to you about this possibility. So we are on your side tracking the issue. The company is asking the state's Public Utility Commission to approve about a 7% increase to residential rates. That would take place in 2025. But that rate saw a nearly 20% increase this past January. If you have PGE Electric, if you're a customer, you probably noticed that increase. I did. The director of Oregon's Citizens Utility Board says household bills are up more than 30% since late 2022. PGE says the increase covers improvements to the grid, more reliability, and technology upgrades. But one advocate for ratepayers says PGE is going too far with this.
Can't afford it. What we've been hearing from customers is enough is enough. Affordability is a key part and a key job of the utility. And if utility's not doing affordable rates, then it's not providing reasonable service. And regulators ought to crack down for not providing reasonable service.
And actually tonight on a special edition of KATU News, after Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Finals, investigator Wright Gasway is going to break down PGE's request. And then if you watch his story tonight, he'll also be on tomorrow just to kind of follow up on this story. So definitely watch the story tonight and then tune into the Digicast tomorrow. I know there's a lot of interest in these possible rate increases. Let's talk about the next story now. And we've covered this a few times on the Digicast, if you remember. There were birds washing up on the Oregon coast covered in tar and oil. Well, luckily, state and federal officials say they finished cleaning up. I want to show you what these balls of tar and oil look like. Let me get this pulled up right here. All right. So take a look at your screen. You can see those are the balls of tar. They say that they finished cleaning it up, but state and federal officials don't know the source of this tar yet. That is what they're still looking into. But Oregon DEQ says crews collected nearly 2,000 pounds of oily debris. This was along 36 miles of beaches in Oregon and then in Washington. So the tar started washing up ashore in mid-May. It's good that they were able to clear all that, but hopefully they'll figure out what caused this, to prevent that from happening again. Next story we're talking about, and this is also on the coast. A lot has been washing up on the coast recently. So this one was pretty interesting. Another large marine animal washed up. If you remember, we were talking about the whale that washed up last week. Well, now a different animal washed up. It's not a whale. It is a fish. I'm going to show you. It's a very interesting looking fish, though. Here we go. There we go, right there. All right, it is called a 7-foot-long hoodwinker sunfish. Washed ashore on Gerhardt Beach, just north of Seaside, a week ago. And the species is often mistaken for the more common Mala Mala ocean sunfish. They do look very similar, but they have some genetic differences. A New Zealand researcher who originally identified the species positively identified this specimen together with the Seaside Aquarium. And the species is thought to only live in temperate water in the southern hemisphere, so it was pretty rare and pretty exciting to see it over here. It's just kind of a weird looking fish. I don't know, just not very cute. All right, and then I do want to talk to you about what we have on KATU tonight. I mentioned it earlier, but a little bit of a different schedule because Stanley Cup. Let me put this up on your screen because it's just so much easier to see it. All right, take a look at your screen. Stanley Cup Game 2 is going on tonight. The Oilers playing the Panthers. Special schedule, so we do have our 4 p.m. show like normal. 5 p.m. show is going to be on digital. And then we do have a special 8 p.m. show. That's going to be after the game. So stay tuned for that. Definitely watch the Stanley Cup. You can just put ABC on tonight, put KATU on tonight, and just you have your whole prime time night. You have your whole TV night planned out for you. So have a great day, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow on the Digicast.
This has been a KATU News Digicast. KATU News is on your side.